everybody, welcome to another Common Grounds Meet the Members. My name is Jo Stevens and I'm the coordinator of Common Grounds Women in Business Network. Thanks for taking the time to check in and learn more about our amazing Common Grounds members. Now, Common Grounds provides coffee meetups for women in business to network and connect with like-minded women in business. We have an amazing, diverse group of women, and one of the reasons why I started this blog chat was to help these incredible women spread the word on not only what they do, but why they do what they do. And today I'm joined by the amazing Clarisse. Hi, Clarisse. Welcome today. Now,
Hello, Jo.
hello, my love. Now, would you like to formally introduce yourself and the name of your business?
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, Jo, and for what you do for all the women here. So my name is Clarisse Petteni. From my accent, you might understand that I am actually French, born and raised in Paris. And my dad's family is Italian. And so I lived also 12 years in Italy. And I'm an image consultant and personal stylist. And the name of my company is Ateliers Prestige.
Oh my goodness. Can you say that again? How do you say it again?
Yes. So it is Ateliers Prestige. So atelier is a French word that actually means, has two meanings. It means craftsmanship, and also it has the idea of a very individual moment. So I really like the idea of, excellence, like tailored moments, but also really focused on the individual. That's why I chose it.
Oh my goodness, I love that. That is just so cute, and I love that. And we're very lucky. Let me just say that we are very lucky and blessed at Common Grounds because we have two amazing French ladies that come along. And every time I hear your accent, I'm just like, oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. It's so exciting. So, Clarisse, tell me about it then. You talked about, you came here to Australia. And so were you doing this kind of work when you were in Paris, or was this something that you just started here in Australia?
Yeah, so actually, I was living in Italy before I came to Australia.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Paris. Lived for Italy when I was 20, and I started my career as a stylist, working for prestigious brands. So in Milan, one of the capital of fashion, and then I transitioned to the pharmaceutical industry. And I was selling $1 million services to a medical doctor, all executive. And at first, they would completely ignore me because they would see me as, the young lady who knew nothing about pharma. So I decided to use what seemed a weakness as a strength, and so use my knowledge in communication and fashion to actually bridge that gap and build that authority so that they would, actually communicate with me. And within 1 year, I became the #1 sales, despite being the youngest and having no contact. So naturally, leaders started to ask my advice to help them do the same. And that's why I decided then to launch into image consulting and blend together my strong academic preparation around communication and my other strong both professional and academic preparation around styling and fashion.
Oh, fantastic. So when you now that you're here in Australia, and so now you've brought that business here, I can hear that passion that you have for it. So when you came here to Australia, that passion still came, you're like, I need to share this as well. Is that what you're passionate about? Like really helping people, with their style? Is that what you're passionate about?
Absolutely. I'm really passionate about helping people, in general. I try to have that value in my life, in everything I do and everywhere I go. So for me, that's about helping person be the best version of themselves and helping, women and men in business reach all the opportunities they deserve. Because sometimes, if you haven't worked fully on your image, your communication, and your style, you might, like I was just saying my example, you might maybe lose on other opportunity because other people might not fully see all the power that you have and all the value that you can bring. So I'm really passionate in helping everyone shine to their best and bring their value. And if they do that, then that helps, as has an effect that helps also all the world getting that value that they are bringing. And so that's
So you talked a bit, I love that. But you talked a bit about like, style and helping like to step into yourself. So kind of like what programs then is it that you offer? Like, like you were saying, it's like, sounds like it's a bit of mindset coaching, but also style. Is that correct? Like kind of what it is?
Yeah, so basically I have a tailored program. So they are all made to measure. As I was saying, I like the individual approach because I think we are all unique and we all have different needs. And so my programs are made to measure based on the person. And usually they are composed of one or all of the following key phases, which are, well, first of all, the definition of a winning image based on their personality, their profession, and their business goals.
Yeah.
The second one, it will be around the styling, so defining a wardrobe that enhances their features and is also efficient, so they don't lose time and stress getting dressed in the morning or preparing their suitcase for a business trip. And then that's about all the elements of communication, so body language, tone of voice. So I will coach them into integrating all those little elements that actually make a big difference.
Yeah.
And finally, the fourth phase, it's about, embodying fully that elevated image through the presence, the posture, and in every situation that they go, whether it is an investor meeting, facing a client, going to a network event, which for some of us can be very intimidating. So that's a coaching on all of those phases.
Oh, I love that. So you did mention then that, like, it's men and women, like, I know majority of the followers are, are women, probably with Common Grounds, because we are Common Grounds Women Business Network. But like, so do you find that, is it more women that come for your services, or is it sometimes, men like just needing that extra work? Because I mean, like, I think that I get it that, we tend to think that men are like they'll just do their own thing. But there are so many men that still need that, extra help. They have, that self-awareness of themselves, and they know they need to step up, or they don't have the courage to go, like, I need help. And so then, they have the courage to say, I need help and I need to change. So what kind of, like, who is like really kind of like your target market kind of thing? So is it mainly women, or is it a little bit men as well?
So it's really both. And it's interesting how you phrased it. Actually, what I see is that the approach is different and maybe the need is different. So the women are more likely to say that, they want to find the color that suits them best, and they might be more focused on the styling, while men, most of them, they might not really give too much importance on the way they are dressed. Yeah. And so with men, I find that I have to do a bit more education on the importance on that. So men usually will come to me maybe because, they don't know what to shop for. They don't like to go shopping, or they understand the importance of body language and enhancing their communication. Yeah. So that's usually how they would approach me. While women will already, be aware of the importance of styling and will want actually to be their best. So that's just, I guess, a matter of how they approach my services and how they see it will bring them value. But my ideal client is, the way I see it, it's ambitious entrepreneur who wants to elevate their image so that they can attract all the opportunities that they truly deserve.
Oh, I love that. So then thinking about that, you were saying, so is a lot of your work one-on-one, or is there like group sessions that you do as well? Or is it really mainly that one-on-one, like working really with them?
Yeah, so I do, I have some workshop coming. I do some, for example, for the color analysis, I do some group color analysis. If some client wants to have a little parties with their friend, we can, turn it into a networking or a birthday or a celebration. So that will be a group event. However, for the programs that I mentioned to you before, it's really an individual session, because that's where, we get the most value. As I was saying, especially when we talk about communication, I like to really focus on what this precise person needs, and I like to make it really tailored, because that's where they're really gonna get the value. I feel like if I give them general advice, it's not
Absolutely.
gonna really help them elevate to the next stage. So
I totally agree with you there. I think with that kind of work that you're doing, it definitely is a personal thing and that. But when you were saying about the group, I just heard a little bit there. I just need to ask a little bit more. So you were saying about like parties and like, so I've seen and I followed some people like, so with the color wheel, is that kind of what it is? And just trying to work out what color suits best for you. Is that like kind of what it is that you were saying that you do?
yes, absolutely. So basically, based on our natural eye, skin, and hair color, there are some colors that will enhance us and some that will make us look sick or tired. And when I say that, I don't, for example, let me take an example. The color red, it suits everyone, but it's just a question of which shade of red. So it's not a question of red, yes or no. It's a question of which red. Is it a red that's more, a coral one that has a bit more yellow in it? Or is it a red that has a bit like more the strawberry red, or, that has a bit more blue in it? So in a color analysis session, we will walk through the different stage and we will define exactly which are the characteristics of every shade of color that will enhance your feature.
Oh, nice. So that's just like in a small group going through it and using the color wheel or different colors like patches that you might have as well, and just like a little bit of fun as well. Is it really?
Yeah. So the way your color session is done is like we use some drapes of different color and we put them in front of the face of the client and we compare that. And so I like to, to guide my clients so that they can see themselves first the effect, because, I feel like if it's me just saying, oh, this color works or don't work on you, they're not going to fully embrace the results and they're not going to understand it. So I like to really show them and make sure that they see the difference themselves first. So I will point out and I will say, oh, can you see that here, this color, we can see more redness on your cheek, or we can see more, the default on your skin. And so I make sure that they really see themselves as first, the difference it makes, so that they can understand the results.
I love that. That sounds like lots and lots of fun. Oh my goodness. So I know like I was saying that you have some upcoming events coming up and things like that. So is it ongoing different events that you have, or like how like generally like, do people like connect with you? Is it like first up like through a workshop, or is it like, that they have like it's like a consultation? Is that kind of like how it is?
So, well, for example, for the color session that we were just discussing, it can be a one-off, it can be a little party, like we're saying, with your friend, you have a nice moment and you have fun with them. Otherwise, it can be part of the program that I am doing, that will be part of the wardrobe, the finishing and the winning image. So usually my clients come through first free discussion where we will discuss what are their challenges, and I will recommend them, the right approach, and I will maybe, build that program, and we will discuss based on also the investments that they can make in terms of time, and, I consider all of those aspects. And so I will advise them whether maybe it is advisable to start with one of the workshops that I might have planned in the coming weeks, or maybe we do an image audit where we will see exactly what are the priorities for their image. Or if they come to me with a very specific idea and they tell me I need help with my wardrobe, then that will be the priority, and I will build the program based on that.
Oh, I love that. And that, as you were saying, like we were talking about that earlier, it is very much a personal thing. It's finding out exactly what your client needs. And that's why you were just saying like that free one-on-one is probably like the best way to go, to just find out exactly what you're after, what the need is at the moment, and you working with them. I love that, Clarisse. That's fantastic. Love that. Now, one of the things I always ask my, my attendees is like, what is one piece of advice or a quote or something that you might live by or that you like to do? So, if you would like to share to anybody that's listening to us today.
Sure, that's a great question. I think that working on our communication is really important because that is the basis of everything. We communicate with our family, our partner, our children, our friends, and our clients. So mastering people's skills and our communication skill is going to help us have success in all of this area, and at the end of the day be happier, because if you have a good communication, you will have a healthier relationship with your family member, you will attract the right clients, and at the end of the day, I think that's what will bring you peace and happiness.
Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. And I totally agree. I agree. Communication is the key to everything. Absolutely. I have to say thank you so much, Clarisse, for being here today and sharing what you do. And I have to be honest, I love having you come along to our common grounds, and we get to go and we've gotten to know each other a little bit better. So I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for taking the time out today. And I'm hoping that everybody who listened today enjoyed it as much as I did. So thank you, Clarisse, and thank you to everybody listening. I hope that you have a great afternoon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.